Well, it looks like we are live on YouTube now. So we are live, mister. And we will get this going again. We don't want to stop that at all. All right. Thanks to the YouTubers, we will get there. Here we go. Let's do this. What do you think?
I think we should do. I think we should do it.
All right,
let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the big show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thanks for stopping by. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I do have my good friend, and it's a beautiful day. I got my beautiful tag team partner here with me today, Mr. Al Connickson. You are beautiful. How are you doing today?
Okay. Be careful with that. No, I'm feeling fantastic, and thank you for the compliment. I will take that every day.
Well, you didn't really know what I was talking about, though.
No, but
you have a beautiful mind.
Okay, let's just stop. Okay,
You have
right.
a mind, Mr.
Oh, yeah,
Al.
well, you can keep going.
There you go. Exactly. Well, it's a good day to be here on the show. We had a great week in the financial markets, and it almost feels like the summertime blues. Remember that song from Alan Jackson back in the 90s? Was it
Eddie Cochran actually was the original singer of that
then
song
Alan,
years ago.
the
That's
summertime blues.
Yep.
And that's kind of how the market was this week. It was kind of I won't say a snoozer, but
a ho-hum.
there just wasn't a lot of movement here up until Thursday anyway. We know what happened on Friday. We've seen a little bit of drop on Thursday morning, then it rose a little bit. It's really been kind of YouTube viewers that are watching right now on the chart here. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 days hasn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it at a level of indecision, or is it just at a level which actually is at a high from August of 2022? So that we have that going on. Not a whole lot of news driving the markets. Before we get into the markets, our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, teaching people just like you for over 26 years how to trade and invest in the financial markets. Stocks, options, futures, Forex, cryptocurrency, whether you're trading in a short-term income strategy or a longer-term wealth strategy. And that's what we're going to talk about here today is income strategies for people that are working or they want to have another source or another income strategy, but also wealth strategies. That'll be your IRAs, your 401ks. You're not required to have a broker or an advisor. You can do this yourself. It's available to us, but you got to have the skills and the knowledge to be able to do that. And let's kind of give some of the knowledge and help people be confident getting ready to build those skills. So Al, as I mentioned, it's kind of a snooze fest this week, the summertime blues, at an area of supply in the market when you're looking at the S&P 500. So we have the debt ceiling. Those talks have kind of slowed down. It almost feels like interest rates coming up again, and there's things coming up here. So is the market waiting for something to happen, or is it just what we're going to see here as time continues on?
Yeah, well, we did have kind of a almost a news vacuum this last week. Earnings season is over. The debt ceiling issue has been taken care of, and I think it really points to the fact that people make their decisions based on the news, based on what's happening.
Did you call that a news vacuum?
I'd call it a news vacuum.
Oh, that's different. That's a new one I've heard.
Well, it's just kind of an area of, like you said, it's maybe a snooze fest.
That's
There's
why I said at
nothing
the beginning,
impactful going on there.
You had a beautiful mind.
Thank you again, once again. But it just shows you how people react to news. And how do they do that? They react based on what their opinions are. And what's happened, and you mentioned there's a supply zone on the S&P 500. The reason that that's so important right now is that the recent rally really has been fueled by the big tech mega cap stocks, what we call the Magnificent Seven. You got Amazon, Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, Meta, Facebook. They make up 27% of the entire S&P value by market cap.
Yeah.
What that means is that those are the companies that have really driven this market. The majority of the stocks in the S&P 500 are actually down or flat for the year.
Yep. And just to kind of interrupt you for a second, make sure to stay tuned in the second segment. We're going to actually talk about Apple, one of those. There's a potential demand area where we're talking about institutional order flow might be coming in. So it's not a recommendation, just an opportunity of interest. But you look at Meta as well, Al, that since looks like November of 2022, that has just flew up. Meta is actually up around, looking at the chart here, about 68%. Or sorry, 210% since November.
Yeah, and the problem is that those stocks have huge moves up and down. They went through a period about a year ago where they were down significantly,
Big time,
and
yeah.
now they come up significantly. So most people's portfolios, if you're in a mutual fund, whether it's outside of your retirement account or in your 401k, you've seen these big moves. If you're not in something that has those stocks in it, you're probably down for the year or not doing very well. But if those stocks roll over, it's going to have a big impact, especially on people's 401ks, because most of the mutual funds just try to mimic the S&P 500. So that's a potential issue. But I mentioned news. There's in the markets, there's always issues and there's always problems, and traders and investors try to figure out the outcome of those issues and problems and make their decisions based on that. And once those issues and problems are over, there's a whole new set of issues and problems that are created, and people again try to make their decisions based on that. And they're using their own opinions. But here's the thing: all of those issues, all those problems create opportunities, and those opportunities that are caused by the issues, the problems that are out there on the news, they actually impact the supply and demand, the buyers and the sellers. And what they're doing is they're impacting the pros. They're impacting the big institutions, the big banks, the smart money, like the big brokerage firms, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, people like Warren Buffett, the hedge fund managers. And believe me, they know how to react to those issues and problems better than you do. If you think you know how to react better than them, well, good luck, but that's not the way it goes. So if those guys are making decisions and their decisions are consistently profitable, why wouldn't you want to do what they're doing? And this is really what successful trading is. Just keep it simple. It's a balance between having the conviction and the confidence to follow a process along with the flexibility to recognize when you've made a mistake. And that process has to be one that you use on a consistent basis that will overall give you the opportunity to be successful. It includes the ability to identify and follow where those big institutions are. It's following the big money, following the smart money. Let's keep it simple and just do what other people have shown us is successful.
Yeah, and in the big money moves the markets. And I was talking about Meta a little bit earlier, and just looking at an article here from Forbes. .com, and this was in July of 2021, and said Zuckerberg has sold Facebook stock almost every day this week. He was selling into the highs, getting into July and August from 2021. The stock dropped 64% right after that. Imagine that. Think about that for a second. And then from there, the lows from 2022 in October up 210%. So was there something going on? Who knows? We'll never know.
There is someone who knows. There are people that know, and they're the ones
Exactly.
that when it stopped its descent and started the new ascent, that was caused by people
Big
understanding
money.
that this was Meta became a good value. At some point in time, every stock is going to be overvalued, and even though it's a great company, it might not be a good investment. But the institutions, the big players, they know what the true value is, and they know when something is overvalued. So we don't have to do that work. They're doing the work for us. All we need to do is just kind of ride their coattails.
Yeah, you're right. We do have investing classes where we talk about all that stuff. We talk about the different institutional order flow, how it works, how to make smarter investing decisions. So if you want to come into one of these classes, text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class. When you do that, you're going to get a text right back, and there's going to be a link in that text. It's going to say, welcome to Investing and Trading Live, a link to our landing page to pick your own date. So make sure to pick your date for the free investing class local here to see how the institutions are moving those markets. Text the word investing to the number 210. Stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about. Apple coming up here